If space RPGs are your jam, well then, listen up, this video is for you. Hello folks, it's Codiak here, back for another video, and today we're heading to the outer reaches of space to check out Obsidian Entertainment's upcoming game, The Outer Worlds. Welcome back to On the Horizon, the video game series where we showcase a soon-to-be released game we think you need to know about. Today we're talking about The Outer Worlds, and boy, let me tell you, I am excited about this one. This game has been quietly on a lot of people's minds. It made a splash at E3, was showcased at some of the other video game trade shows, and now the time has finally come. If you know nothing about this game, let me hit you with some of the basics. The Outer Worlds is a role-playing game set in an alternate timeline. The game's being developed by a good chunk of the original Fallout team as well as some of the Fallout New Vegas team, and just by looking at some of the gameplay, you can totally see the influence. What's really important to understand about The Outer Worlds is that in an era where open world games are a dime a dozen, this game doesn't look to bite off more than it can chew, and the devs have said that multiple times before, describing the game as semi-open world, akin to something like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. The game will feature anywhere from 15 to 40 hours of gameplay that will take you across a number of planets, either fighting or smooth talking your way through various quests and missions. Now, before I dive into some of the systems of the game, I wanted to give you a little backstory on what's going on. Far into the future, humans have plunged themselves further and further into space, trying to colonize distant planets and making them more like home. Unfortunately, those jerks in the marketing department have other ideas for these planets and turn them into tourist destinations chock full of neon signs and bullshit promises. Your character wakes up to find themselves right in the middle of a power struggle involving multiple factions and an all-consuming conspiracy theory to destroy Halcyon, the furthest colony from Earth. Now, this is where things start to get interesting and where the adventure really steps off. Players will have options that will shape the outcome of their adventures, and I know you've heard that line a million times before, but let's be real. If there's a company that can pull off deep connected dialogue-driven story elements, it's the guys behind Fallout and Fallout New Vegas. When you're not showing off your silver tongue, you'll be sneaking around in God knows where, fighting off bands of marauders, aliens, and whatever else may come your way. In terms of how players can develop their characters, there are a few things you need to know. The Outer Worlds gives you 3 ways to augment your character behind the scenes. The game features 6 stats, very similar to the special system in Fallout. For every 20 points players put into a stat, they obtain a new perk, which includes certain things like Cheetah, which gives you 20% increased speed to sprint, or Rolling Thunder, which reduces your companion's abilities by 20% on kill. Now, just the stats and perks alone would be pretty standard fare for us RPG folks, but the team also introduced the flaws system into the game. Players can opt to obtain flaws, which makes them vulnerable in certain scenarios. Accepting a flaw may sound like a bad idea, but by doing so, you may gain access to perk points, which can outweigh the negative effects of the flaw. It's a balancing act. The 3 things, stats, perks, and flaws, work in concert together and will give players plenty of options to customize their character. But of course, once you get all your numbers crunched, it's time for the real action. The Outer Worlds will feature 4 different weapon types: bullet weapons, energy weapons, melee weapons, and science weapons. Players will have the ability to mod their weapons, which will give them unique characteristics like adding fire or shock damage. Of course, with modifications also comes crafting, which means farming materials, but little is known about how that will all work. Once the bullets start to fly, you may be happy to know that you can access TTD, or Tactical Time Dilation, which acts as a pseudo-VAT system that gives players the ability to slow down time and displays enemy information. The key difference here is that aiming during TTD is completely manual, but can be assisted with certain perks and skills. While you're out there shooting up baddies and smashing in alien skulls, you'll have the option to take along a few friends, up to 2 at any time. These non-playable characters have their own set of skills, perks, and special abilities and can be customized by the player. Who you want on your squad is completely up to you, but know that each companion has their own mission, quests, and objectives they'll ask you to help out with. Companions aren't just mindless drones either. Your decisions will influence if they stick around, so choose your actions carefully before you piss off your friends. Now, if you made it this far, you're probably a fan of the RPG genre and are wondering what else. Single-player RPGs like Fallout, Skyrim, they all have one thing in common: mods, and The Outer Worlds is no exception. Mod support will be coming to the game, just not at launch. At the end of the day, The Outer Worlds taps into their vast wealth of narrative-driven RPG storytelling and puts it on display in a completely new environment. While the game has been showcased at a number of trade shows, most of us common folk aren't exactly sure what to expect. With plenty to discover in the reasonable 40-hour window, only time and the official release will truly reveal if The Outer Worlds is worth the hype. The Outer Worlds will be releasing on all major consoles, just not all at once. PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 fans can get their hands on the game on October 25th, while Switch fans will have to wait until an unspecified time to pick up the title. If you're excited about The Outer Worlds and want to know more about the game, go ahead and give us a like on the video and consider subscribing for more On the Horizon videos in your feed. If you want to share your thoughts on the video or the game, feel free to leave us a comment in the section below. We do our best to respond to every comment, so don't be shy and let us know what's on your mind. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at the Game Gurus, thanks for watching, and play on. Thanks for checking out the video. If you want to learn more about the game, or just want to be part of an incredible video game community, join the Game Gurus on Discord. Be the first to know what's going on with the channel and interact with me and the rest of the team on a daily basis. To join, check out the link below.